Welcome back. Now it's time for our Creators Crushing It segment, where I do a high level, quick, dirty analysis of a creator's profile and try to guesstimate how much money they make in their business. So, this is supposed to be high level, quick, dirty. It's not supposed to be very in depth and technical. Emphasis is more on the process versus the output. This is more so getting you used to the process of doing a high level analysis. But if that's the type of content that you want, let me know in the comments. Please leave a rating and review and all that good stuff, and I'll see what I can put together for you. It may be paid because my child support does not pay itself, but either way, I'll get you taken care of. But with that being said, so we're switching it up today. Today's Creator Crushing It is going to center on Dr. Andrew Stapleton, who is a PhD from Australia. So prior to this, all of my Creator Crushing It segments have been on people with over 1 million subscribers. And in last week's video, I talked about how the selection of your vertical that you choose to create content around is really important, because not all niches are created equal. Some niches are just inherently small and others are just really big. And so depending on where your passions lie, that is another factor that you need to take into consideration if you're planning to make the plunge and be a full-time content creator. So Dr. Andrew Stapleton, again, is a PhD from Australia, and he talks about the process of becoming a PhD. He has books on PhD prep, as well as academia as a whole, academia as a profession, and how you can have a career in academia and keep your sanity. And I really enjoy his content because even though his content is specific around the PhD process and the business side of academia, the lessons are applicable broadly. So Dr. Andy Stapleton has 88,000 subscribers, which again, because he's talking about PhD prep and academia, that niche is nowhere near as big as what was the one we did before, Mariah Elizabeth. So crafting children's content, that's a huge niche. And then before that, we did Jeff Cavalier, Athlete X. Exercise and fitness is a huge niche. So I don't want to give you the impression that this person is not crushing it, because they are. If they weren't, they wouldn't be on the show. This person is absolutely crushing it. However, because of his niche is inherently smaller than the other creators that we've profiled, but he is still, by all standards of measure, crushing it. So if we hop over to his about page, and even before we get to the about page, look at his sort of top navigation on his YouTube channels. He's doing a lot right. He has tabs for shorts, he has playlists, and he has a store where he sells his products directly on YouTube, which is always a good thing. And so if we hop on over to the about page, we see that he has generated 5,451,587 views as of this recording, right? So again, for the uninitiated, YouTube will pay you $3 to $5 per 1,000 views that you generate, because they pay on a cost per mil or cost per 1,000 view basis. So if we take just from the thousands place over, right? So just this, so if we take 5,451 and multiply that by 4, so split the difference, 3 to 5, between $3 to $5, so let's call it 4. So 5,451 times 4 is going to be $21,804. Again, he's been at this since 2016, so about 7 years as of this recording, just shy of 7 years. He probably has not quit his daytime job, or I sincerely hope he hasn't quit his day job. Or if he has, that's because he's married to someone else who works, so he has a spouse to support him. But looking at this holistically on everything that he has, so if we scroll down to his links, right, he sells ebooks. So this opens up, he has his ebook bundle. He has 2 books. You can get them both for about $24, but individually his PhD survival is $14, and then his ultimate what is this? The ultimate academic writing toolkit is $14. So, but you can get them both for just a couple of dollars less than what if you buy them individually, right? So then he has a blog, he has a newsletter, and then it goes back to his YouTube channel. So from what I can gather, this is just your typical expert funnel. So going back down here on his recommended tools, it looks like he's got some affiliate marketing going on. Yeah, so if you, I'm not sure how well you can see in the bottom left of my corner of my screen, but there's a URL that pops up. So I'll do go away. When I hover over the button, you see that URL pop up in the bottom left hand of my screen. So that says rightful.com/affiliate !ref equals Andy Stapleton. So that is his affiliate marketing code. So if I click this link and buy something from this link, he will get a percentage of the sale. So he has a few affiliate links on here. So as best as I can tell from looking at this, and if I go back over to his website, Academia Insider, this is, again, your basic expert funnel. I'm doing the same thing, like literally, I'm doing the same thing right now. So in my case, I use a combination of podcasting and YouTube, but in his case, he just uses YouTube to get people to buy his books. And then from his books, once they join his newsletter, he has a signature course or signature series sort of offering that's a little bit more. And then from there, he tries to get consulting clients who will either pay him for PhD prep or pay him to come speak or pay him for whatever. So this one is kind of a sticky, but before getting into the grand total, I'll hop over to his videos. He uploads, as best as I can tell, he uploads between 6 and 10 videos a month. And his average video, now he's been on a bit of a tear lately because this is probably a good time of year for him. I'm recording this in January of 2023. So you have a lot of New Year resolutions, a lot of people trying to take the plunge. And so there's a few outliers in these latest videos that sort of muddy the waters a bit. So this one right here has 241,000 views from 2 weeks ago, but that's abnormal. If we scroll down and look at his average views over time, his average video gets about 10,000 views. So, and again, they pay you $3 to $5 per 1,000 views. So 10,000 views at $4 is $40. And he puts out 6 to 10 of these a month. So on any given month, he makes between $240 and $400 on his YouTube channel. So not enough to quit his job and support himself, but it's enough to, it's enough, depending on how he runs his business, it's enough to pay for his websites, hosting. It's enough to get some equipment for the production of his videos. It's enough to, for his newsletter sustaining, all that good stuff. So I don't want you to think that just because he doesn't have 1 million subscribers and he's not making a whole lot of money from his YouTube videos, that it's not worth it, because clearly it is. And because of this and what I know about this sort of system, because again, I do the same thing. This one is going to be very, very hard to sort of peg how much his YouTube channel is worth to his business. But given the niche that he's in, which is relatively small, and given his area of expertise, there aren't a lot of companies or schools that could bring him in to speak, but he could do very, very well for himself. So he's by no means going to make millions at this, but let's say that his books and his ebooks sell pretty well, and he also sells some merch. So he's got the ebooks, he's got merch, and then let's say he gets, a couple speaking gigs a quarter, right? So I'm going to do this quarterly as opposed to monthly, just because of the variance of this particular business model, or the business model that I'm assuming he's running, because again, because he's not fitness or selling crafts, it's not quite as straightforward in consulting. But given the fact that he's built a very high profile YouTube channel in a very niche specific vertical, I'm going to say that if he gets, because these consulting contracts can range anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 or $100,000 or more, depending on what he's being brought in to consult for. So there's a very, very, very wide range of consulting fees. But given the fact that he has a PhD and he has the tenure and he has all that good stuff, if he gets a contract a quarter, I'm going to say his average contracts are around $50,000. So I'm going to say that he makes about $50,000 a quarter, which is not quite $17,000 a month, something like that. I'm doing this math in my head, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but I want to say he makes $50,000 a quarter, $200,000 a year from his YouTube, which is respectable. He's not raking in millions like Jeff Cavalier or Mariah Elizabeth, because he doesn't have billions of views, because it takes billions of views to make millions of dollars on YouTube, whereas he only has 5,451,000 views, which is good for about $21,000 over 7 years, about $3,000 a year. So not nearly enough to sustain yourself. But again, if he gets a contract a quarter from this, then it's well worth it. It makes sense. So that is our Creator Crushing It segment for this Tuesday. Dr. Andrew Stapleton, who does PhD career prep and talks about academia as a whole. And go check him out, because I personally really like his stuff. It's really good quality. So again, the point of picking him this week is so that you understand you don't have to go for these huge niches that have a bunch of competition. It is more than possible to have huge success in very specialized niches. And we have an example of that right here. So don't let the numbers fool you. He doesn't have 1 million or even 100,000 subscribers, but I can tell you, because I'm familiar with the business model, he is in fact crushing it.